Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Sunstone, and today I have the final episode in our very first Coral Island Let's Play series. Thank you so much for following along with me on my Coral Island journey for the first year of gameplay for the first build of Early Access. I have enjoyed this series so much, and don't worry, this won't be the last of Let's Plays for Coral Island on this channel. It's just the end of this project. So again, thank you all so much for supporting, and without any further ado, let's get into it. So starting off on winter day 1, I was so excited to see the beautiful landscapes, and of course all of our crops had wilted, so we definitely had to clean that up. I just went around and wanted to appreciate all the snow that had covered the buildings, the trees, make sure my animals weren't too cold. I definitely gave them some love, and made sure that they were going to be fed for the winter, so I decided to stock up my silo with a bunch of hay, especially because the grass will die over the course of the winter, so I just wanted to make sure that I had enough to get the animals all the way through, and I only have 2 cows and 2 chickens, so we'll have plenty. I tried to get rid of my fruit plants with my scythe, and that didn't work, so I went ahead and axed them, and then of course used my scythe just to clear out all the dead plants and to get ready for new crops. I collected from my mason jars, refilled them, you know, the usual routine. And then I decided to head right into town. I wanted to see all the snow, all the magic. It is such a winter wonderland, and I think it is so nice to have this little spin on the tropical island setting. And of course we have new forageables for the season, so I found some Brussels sprouts. I also stumbled upon a dig spot which happened to have a torn page. And this one was an island notice from an old Starlet Digest article which said, "An unknown thief has been recently reported to have stolen from a local farm, taking crops and animal products such as eggs and jugs of milk. Please report any suspicious activity to the local island authorities or the mayor." And it also said that the incident has been reported to occur between midnight and dawn, and please do not attempt to confront the thief. So I thought this was so interesting. Of course, I had to take a stop and talk with Dippa, who was painting in the snow, and they told me about how their partner Emma actually used to work for Sam, and Sam was the one who supported her taco truck in the beginning, giving her free groceries until she could support herself. So that was really nice to learn. And then I just continued wandering through town, rummaging through trash cans. You know how I do things. I did want to go check out the town calendar to see which festivals we could look forward to and take a note of some of the birthdays. So you can see all these characters have birthdays this season, and ultimately there will be both a winter festival and a New Year's Eve feast. Currently it is the New Year's Eve feast that is implemented. So we have that to look forward to on the last day of the season. As I rummaged through yet another trash can, I realized that we have winter offerings that we can now complete. So I headed straight for the temple at the lake to see what exactly we would need to grow on our farm and collect in the wild. To complete this, we would need Brussels sprouts, which we already collected, some kale, some rose hips, some snowdrops, and tea leaves. So now I knew what to keep my eyes peeled for and what seeds to purchase at Sam's. Now, as I was heading back into town, I realized I was pretty cold, so I wanted to get a new outfit. Now, I didn't really end up getting anything to make my character much warmer, but I did get a cute little snow pattern sweater. I did switch up the pants, the same style, a different color. There are rips in them, so I'm sure she's freezing, and her ankles are exposed. I wanted to get a cute toque, but I didn't like how it got rid of my hair, so I just left it and thought, you know what, this is good enough. I like this look though. I feel like I'll match the snow perfectly. Look at me. I blend in with the snow. It's perfect. I'm one with nature. And so then I headed to Sam's because I gotta get my crops planted day 1. And the thing is, we actually achieved rank C before winter, so that means we can actually buy stuff. If you hadn't achieved rank C, your store at Sam's would be empty. So it does make a big difference. So I just bought a little bit of everything. I got some snowdrops and tea seeds, which we need for the offerings. But I also got cotton just for fun, and I even got some avocado seedlings, because how could you resist avocados? those. I also decided to go ahead and buy a bunch of fertilizer too for the tea seeds to make sure we got that bronze quality or higher. It might have been a little overkill, but I wanted to secure the bag, okay? And then I had to say hi to Bree. She talked about how world-class our museum is, but she didn't credit me, which I thought was kind of rude because I've, single-handedly been donating every single artifact and exhibit, but that's okay. And so then I just went straight back to my farm to plant everything I purchased at Sam's. If you didn't happen to achieve rank C by the winter, you can plant wild seeds and they will grow tea leaves. So you won't be able to complete the offering with the snowdrops, but you will still be able to grow stuff. Also, the avocado seedlings will wither off season, so keep that in mind. They're probably best to plant in the greenhouse once you have that, but I don't have that yet, so I just wanted to plant them for fun. I also realized we still need to upgrade our watering can to silver quality, and I need silver bars, so I started processing some of those and realized I had saved up a ton of wild seeds just in case we didn't achieve rank C by winter, so I went ahead and planted some of those as well. The more tea leaves, the better. I mean, why not? And then I decided to do a little bit of fishing before bed. I caught a crayfish, and then I caught another crayfish, and then I decided to go foraging because I don't need any more crayfish. So I actually found a tea berry as well as some kale, which we need for the offerings. And then I also found a pansy, which is another winter forageables. I love the winter forageables, and I wanted to see how the hot springs would look in the winter. They're so pretty. I also noticed Kenny in there, which in the update, he'll be in a swimsuit. And I spotted a bug I needed, so I dash caught it. I did so well. I was really proud of myself on that one. The leaf beetle, I needed that. And then I also decided to catch this little olive wing butterfly, and I got a double catch, which was kind of fun. I didn't need that one, but it was the first time getting a silver quality, so that was cool. And then I just continued to get some forageables because I need money. And I always find foraging is a foolproof way of making money. I also got the rose hip I needed, so I just went ahead and offered both the kale and the rose hip to the Lake Temple while I was in the area. And now I have the snowdrop and the tea leaves planted, so as long as I get bronze quality, I am golden. And I could not resist going home and cooking. I had to make some fruit smoothies, some green smoothies, some bug jerky, and grilled fish. Now, these items are not going to be good for profit since the update, but they were at the time, and I needed money for you guys, so I went ahead and cooked my little heart out, and I will not miss this, to be honest. I'm glad they nerfed it because I want to have more fun making money, and I want to cook for buffs, which is the new purpose for cooking, so I'm happy about it. I went to bed, I made a decent amount of money, just about 3,000 coins, mostly from selling just stuff on the farm, some milk, some forageables, and then of course a lot of it was from mayo and cooking. So then we're on winter day 2. I had to make sure I watered my avocado seedlings. I also wanted to make sure I was processing silver kelp to do some more lab upgrades to increase our produce quality. I was rummaging through the trash by Million Yuri's house, and I figured I should probably go in and say hi instead of just rummaging through their trash. So I gave Yuri some grilled fish to see if she liked it. I know she likes fish. She didn't hate it, but she did tell me she'd prefer piping hot curry and that she didn't sleep until 3 a.m. the previous night. So I thought I'd let her be and go on my way, but then I was inspired to start befriending people because I realized we're at the end of our first year and I haven't really made any friends. And luckily I had some green smoothies on hand that I had just made, and I happen to know these are favorites of both Alice and Suki, so I was set. They both loved the smoothies. Alice was too busy to actually talk to me when I gave her the smoothie, but that's okay, I get it. I mean, she's working. And Suki told me that winter is her favorite season and that they actually have enough blankets for the guests this year, she thinks. So that's totally not concerning at all. I also stopped by to speak with Raj, but they didn't really have much to say other than that they don't really like the cold, it seems. So I just went on my way and let them be, but I was feeling inspired and motivated to continue building friendships. I had to stop to catch a monarch caterpillar. These are really good to sell just on their own. And then of course I had to stop at Raj's coffee shop to get myself a hot cocoa. I was gonna give it as a gift, but then I thought, you know what, treat yourself. So my girl munched it down. It sounded crunchy. I hope she enjoyed it. She didn't need it. She had full health and stamina, so I hope she really enjoyed it. And so now that I was on this friendship kick, I decided that I needed to catch a pufferfish for Surya. So I went ahead and tried my luck. I was actually really excited to catch a pink snapper because I didn't have that yet. And then I did catch a pufferfish, but you always have to donate the first, so I actually needed 2. So I kept trying. I found another pink snapper and then trash. And so then I gave up and made sure to go donate my catches before I did something silly with them. So I went ahead and donated the leaf beetle, the pink snapper, and the pufferfish. So we're getting up there. We now have 124 donations at the museum, which is awesome. And then I went back to my house to grill up the extra fish and bugs I caught, as well as blend up a lot of the forageables I found on my journeys, and then just sold everything that I could. I wandered into town and saw Taco having a nap in the middle of Starlet Town, and I thought it was so cute. I love that little pose for Taco. He looks so peaceful. I feel like he must be cold, but he seems happy. I stopped by to chat with Erica, and it seems like she loves the snow. She said it makes everything look so clean. And then I thought I would go back to attempting to catch a pufferfish for Surya, but was quickly distracted by Zara's boat. I noticed she was home, so I stopped in to give her a grilled fish, which is one of her favorite items. She told me that she loves grilling fish herself, but it was so nice that I did it for her and that she appreciated it. I went back on my mission to trying to catch a pufferfish, but I caught something better that I've never caught before, ever, in all my 400 hours of playing. And I fought for my life on this catch, okay? I fought for my life. Can you tell? I really thought I wasn't going to be able to catch it. I thought it was maybe impossible with where I was at in my skills and all that. But I did actually manage to pull it off, and it was a swordfish. So that was so cool. I kept trying for the pufferfish, but I only managed to find the flameback fish. I actually found 3 of them, so I was like, okay, I've had enough of this. Forget Surya, it's fine. Just go to the tavern, see who's there. And Nina was here. Nina has returned. Nina was here for winter. I gave her that smoothie I had on hand. It's not a loved item for her, but it was the best thing I had to offer, and she liked it. She told me about how her mother always insisted they go skiing in the winter because it can only be done in the winter, but it seems like Nina is pretty over skiing, which is fair. So then I went to see Frank at the bar to purchase some basil pesto pasta for Kim. While I was there though, I noticed that Frank is now serving veggie ramen and papaya. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I definitely went ahead and bought some pizza to give to Pablo. I also bought some kombucha for Kenny, some red velvet cake for Eva, and I considered wine, but it's too expensive, so I went for some sake for Mayor Connor. And then I decided to buy a bowl of veggie ramen just for kicks. So I went ahead and gave Connor the sake right away, which is exactly what he needed for his wife's fish soup recipe, so I was so glad I could help him out with that. And then he asked me about my farm, before mentioning that he really wants to create a community garden for the town, which will be a project we can do in the future, and I'm really excited for. Then I went and gave Kim her basil pesto pasta, which was perfect because she's bulking up for volleyball. Then I went to give Pablo his slice of pizza. He told me it was beautifully mixed, which I thought was odd, but he was happy about it. And then he told me about one of Ben's friends who mines for a living and that he sometimes commissions her to get rare ores like zirconium. And I think he's talking about Brooke. If you don't know who Brooke is, well, you'll be in for a treat. Just keep talking to Pablo. I was slightly triggered. And then, of course, I had to talk to Waku just to say hi. And then I headed out, and I just happened to cross paths with Millie on the way and thought I'd shoot my shot with some ramen, and she actually loved it. She called me a national treasure. I made sure to donate the swordfish before I forgot because that catch was so difficult. I don't want to have to catch it again. And I just did some foraging before, making some more smoothies. Of course, I literally couldn't resist. I had foraged so many fruits and vegetables for these smoothies. It was perfect. I also grilled some insects. I was just trying to make some money before the update rolled around because I knew we wouldn't be able to do this anymore. And yeah, then I just headed to bed. It was a pretty successful day too. I gained a heart with Erica, Millie, and Raj. So, it actually paid off trying to make friends. I also made some pretty decent money between all the preserves and, the ranch products. And of course, the cooking always pulls it in there, the bug jerky, the smoothies. And yeah, that Monarch Caterpillar, the Silver Star one, was worth 273 coins. So those are really great just to sell. And then the next morning, I body checked Valentina just to get to the blacksmiths as soon as I could to start on my watering can upgrade. I knew I would have to sacrifice watering my avocado plant for a couple days, but I wanted to do it before the end of the year, so I just went ahead and did it. And then I thought I'd give it one last go to try and catch a pufferfish for Surya in the spirit of friendship, and I succeeded. So I got Surya's pufferfish and I was gonna go give it to him right away, but I wanted to stop off at the beach shack and sell some of my catches. Not the pufferfish though. We're keeping that one. And then Eva was here, so I thought perfect. I can give her that red velvet cake I bought for her. She loves it. It was perfectly frosted. I made her blush. And then as always, I got distracted and decided to do some treasure hunting. I got really lucky. I found a fossil and a lost book all in one hit called The Curious Case of Coral Island's Lotus. I got pretty lucky overall with treasure hunting. I found a coffer as well as 3 more fossils. And then I thought, before I forget, I gotta go give Surya his pufferfish. Don't know why this is his favorite, but he really loved it. I guess he assumed I love it too since I gave it to him, which isn't true. I actually hate pufferfish because they're sort of trying to destroy the entire island. And then he told me about Ling and how she's published all sorts of articles that he used when he was in school, to reference and all that, and that he finds her research fascinating. So then I went ahead to talk to Ling. Maybe she'd tell me about her research, but no, she actually told me that she donates scarves and beanies that she knits to a shelter on the other side of the island, which I think will be in the desert biome, where we'll eventually be able to visit. So I thought that was a really interesting little mention of the upper portion of Coral Island. And then I went over to process the fossil remains right away. I figured might as well, I'm here. I actually did get lucky by getting not 1, but 2 skulls. And then I was like, you know what? I'm on this friendship kick. Let me give some more green smoothies to Alice and Suki. And Suki actually told me about a little bit of her drama with her co-parenting situation. She told me that Valentina always complains about her bedtime and that Antonio, Valentina's dad, says she doesn't complain when she's with him. And Suki's like, well, of course she wouldn't complain about bedtime when she's with Antonio because Antonio puts her to bed at midnight. And then in the spirit of friendship, I thought I'd try to talk to Judge Ross. She still did not want anything to do with me, but she did smile at me, so that was nice. And then of course I had to give Kenny his kombucha. I love that portrait, the little blushing one, it's so cute. And he went super deep with his dialogue. He said that lots of people think snow is beautiful, but it just makes him think of everything that's buried underneath it, like plants, baby animals, and people. Then I went to go talk with Pablo and he told me I stepped on his toes, but thankfully they were already numb anyway, so it didn't hurt him. So he was kind of just being a drama queen, so I thought I'd talk to Luke instead. And then Luke told me that I can't really farm right now because it's winter, so clearly he doesn't know that I am growing all sorts of things on my farm and ranching, so I'm fine. So I figure I'm just gonna let all these guys be. I just, went off to the museum and donated that skull I found earlier, as well as a silver arowana that I found in the trash. Then I headed home to find I had received some mail from Alice, and she actually gave me the recipe for her minced jackfruit pie. So that's what happens when you become friends with people. They give you recipes. I just went around and collected everything from my farm, refilled all the machines, sold a bunch of stuff, decided what I was gonna cook. I did check out the recipe, but I can't make it because I don't have jackfruit, sadly. But I did, go ahead and cook the standard dishes. And I was feeling super generous, so I thought I would actually pay Leah a visit at her mansion and give her one of her favorite gifts, but I'm not close enough with her to go in her room, and she was really busy putting on her makeup for the video she was about to record, which, I respect the recording process, so I let her be, but it is her loss because I had a fruit smoothie for her and that's one of her favorites. So then I just decided to go foraging instead. I love this one particular area of the map in the winter where the monkey shop is. I think it is so pretty. I did check to see if the monkey shop had anything I wanted or anything new, but not really. I still really want that panda suit though eventually. And I'm so glad I visited this area of the map today because we found a Rafflesia flower. For those of you who don't know, this is a very rare flower that is only available to find in the winter, and we actually found a bronze quality Rafflesia at that. So this is very much like the Titan Arum available in the fall. So you're definitely going to want to make this into some honey because it's going to sell for like over 3,000 coins at bronze quality. Although they have slightly adjusted the prices in the update, but it's still worth it regardless. You're still going to get a couple thousand or a few thousand depending on the quality. So I made sure to stow that away until I had room for it in one of my bee houses. I went to bed. I had gained a heart with Alice and Kenny, so that was really exciting, and I made almost 3,000 coins. So I'm doing pretty well. We're at like 15,000 coins now. I sold a lot of forageables today, so I feel pretty good about my money situation. The next day, I decided to go ahead and put the Rafflesia in the bee house since there was a spot available before I forgot. And then I collected some maple syrup, some nutty sap, and some resin from my 3 taps. I made sure to check on my animals. I'm checking on them every day. I'm giving them love. I'm collecting their eggs, their milk, making sure they're fed. They are well taken care of, you guys. Don't worry. I also decided to make some butter with the milk. And then I went ahead and grabbed some explosives and paid a visit to the mines. I wanted to collect some ores. So I like to do levels 5, 15, and 25. Because there are no monsters and you can easily find ore there. Now you're also going to be able to clear these floors out for geodes. And I've had a lot of success with this post update, so definitely if you're playing, try that. If you're looking for crystals and geodes, just clear like the entire floor, especially in the earth cavern of levels 5, 15, and 25. You're probably going to find a lot of geodes. Especially if you've enchanted your pickaxe to have extra drops and stuff. But I was just looking for ore. I did also end up finding some geodes, which is always great. And then I decided to do the same thing with the water cavern just to find some silver ore. It's always good to have ore on hand, and there are a ton of craftables that will require it, especially since the update, so definitely stock up on ore when you can. And I found like a lot of silver, and then I even went down a couple levels and lucked out and found a diamond. I also found an amber, and then I also found a piece of lepidolite, so I was really getting lucky with the crystals. So then I headed back to my farm. I sold the crystals because I had already found those ones, and I prepared my pockets for the morning because I wanted to head to the lab first thing to do some lab upgrades. I actually got to the lab just a little bit too early. They hadn't opened yet. So I decided to talk to Charles, and Charles told me he was lonely and that there wasn't much variety at Sam's, and I supply Sam's, so I didn't want to hear about it. But luckily the lab had now opened, so I could get started on those upgrades. I decided to go for the seeds level 2 upgrade. I did debate on getting the hay upgrade to increase the quality of animal products that I would collect, but I decided since I have more crops than I do animals, I would go with the seeds level 2 upgrade first. So that'll take a couple of days to complete. And then I headed over to the blacksmiths to receive my silver watering can. So now we had officially upgraded all tools possible to the silver quality. So the hoe, the axe, the watering can, and the pickaxe. And while I was here, I processed the coffer I found. I got an unfinished clay statue, and I also opened up some earth geodes. I found 2 pink crystals and a black opal, which is pretty rare, so that was awesome to find. I passed by Leah and let her know that she missed out on a fresh fruit smoothie, but that I hope she has a lovely day. And then I also managed to rummage another new fish, the cod, from the trash can. I'm getting really lucky on finding these new fish in the trash cans. So I just went ahead and donated that along with the opal and the artifact. And, back to the farm to water my avocado plants since they had to go a couple days with no water. And so then I just spent a number of days tending to my farm, processing preserves and butter, checking up on my animals, foraging, nothing too crazy. I just was basically maintaining my farm, checking on my crops to make sure they were, fine and coming in. I was actually surprised on day 11 by a letter from my old boss who suggested I come back to work. I have no interest in returning to my toxic corporate workplace. I'm loving my life as a farmer, so I just threw the letter directly in the trash because I don't really need that in my life. And, I resumed course with my regular farm routines. On this day, actually, my cotton had grown in, so that was pretty exciting. I don't have anything I can do with it yet, but in the update there's a loom, so you will be able to process this, which is awesome. And then fast forward a couple days, the tea leaves and snowdrops were ready. So luckily, I definitely covered my bases with the fertilizer, and we got the bronze quality tea leaf that we needed, and a ton of high quality snowdrops as well, which most of them will be great for turning into honey, but we do need to offer at least one of them to the lake temple. I was also excited to see that the Rafflesia black honey was all ready, so I sold that immediately, and then I headed right to the lake temple to complete our final offering on the first altar. So I went ahead and offered up the bronze quality tea leaf and a regular quality snowdrop, and we completed it, meaning we've unlocked the greenhouse. I was also rewarded with some tea seeds, which I don't really need, especially since wild seeds grow tea, but they were bronze quality seeds, so I'll take it. And so by the end of this day, I had actually made a good chunk of money. We made over 6,000 coins, mostly thanks to that Rafflesia black honey, which sold for 3,400 coins, but also a lot of other things like the tea leaves and preserves, so that was an excellent day. Overnight, we were treated to a cutscene of some sort of magical powers getting to work on our farm. These same magical forces were also shown in various areas of the map, so I was definitely looking forward to going to check this out in the morning. The Goddess of Flowers is getting to work. So I was so excited to see the beautiful, beautiful greenhouse. This is the most stunning design. It is just so beautiful. It is so magical. I really can't tell you how much I love it and how it looks on the farm. I decided to clear a little bit of an area around it just so we could really fully appreciate it in all of its beauty. Look at me, I'm so proud of achieving this on year 1. And of course we had to go inside. It is a huge space, and I love the area where you can refill your watering can. It is so cute and magical. The little waterfall, it's so whimsical. It's like straight out of a fairy tale. I do hope in the future we'll be able to place decor around the outsides, like on the flooring. So this is definitely a game changer because you can grow anything you want in it any time of year. And then I had to go check out the area that was shown in the cutscenes, so I headed that direction. I also found another lost book. It was an artisan guide, which seems like that would be really handy to have once the books are implemented. And so this is the area that opened up. It's to the left of your farm. It's not currently part of the map yet, but the great thing about this area is that it spawns ginseng, which is great for pickling. It has a really good sell price, and of course it's free, so that's awesome. You can also get the rarer Matsutake mushrooms in here over certain seasons. It looks like there's a lot of lore going on in this area, which is really cool. I found some tree seeds as well, and then this area here you can see actually looks like it's going to connect to the dig site in the future, which is something we will unlock with another altar. It's not yet implemented though, but I'm really excited about that. And I won't spoil anything, but you can visit this area at night and there's a chance for a random event to occur. Also, since the update, this area will spawn hardwood logs, so it'll be much easier for you to collect hardwood in the current version of the game than it was in this version. So that's amazing as well. We lucked out in finding another Rafflesia flower, which is so crazy, on day 14. So regular quality, another 3,000 coins in the pocket once we turn it into honey, so that was another excellent find. I just foraged my way home and found like 2 fossil nodes, even a yellow one, which I feel like I've barely ever seen before. I feel like that one's pretty rare. And I just spent the rest of the day basically foraging. Day 15 was important because it was winter coconut day, so I definitely went ahead and spent a lot of the day just collecting the coconut de mer, because these coconuts are the rarest of all the coconuts. They are worth a lot, okay? So I definitely called upon Bergamot for some assistance with covering as much ground as I could to try and spot as many coconuts as possible. I headed back to the ginseng area to collect ginseng for pickling. Definitely do this, you guys. It's a really good money maker. And yeah, I just went about the rest of my day collecting coconuts. I also always have to stop for dig spots because I can't resist, and I actually managed to find another torn page. This one was a handwritten note that had a list of Cam's cheat day meals, which included pizza, any kind of ramen, and gnocchi, so that is very useful information if you want to find some loved gifts for Cam. I also used Bergamot to help me rummage through trash cans at the speed of light, and really hit the jackpot on the beach with the coconuts. There were a ton here, and even more dig spots. I feel like there were so many great things to find on this day. I found two coffers in 2 dig spots right next to each other. That was so crazy. And as you can see, these coconuts sell for 150 coins each, so we made 1,500 coins just off of collecting and selling 10 coconuts. All free money. And so winter on Coral Island is a bit of a slower season, so the last really exciting thing I needed to show to you all before the end of the year was the final festival. Now this festival actually doesn't run until the evening since it is the New Year's Feast festival, so you know, you have a whole day to tend to your farm, to collect, to take care of your animals, to do whatever you want to do. So I definitely went ahead and just, you know, made some more money and tended to all of my responsibilities. I made sure to double check where it was on the map and the hours. So it is at the vineyard and it starts at 7:00 p.m. And I actually found a book about the stamina fruit on my way to the vineyard, which is pretty cool. You can purchase some stamina fruits at like Ben's Caravan or the black market. However, they're very expensive. You can also get one as a reward from the museum when you hit a certain number of donations. So there are ways to get the stamina fruit, but I'm not personally certain yet whether or not it's implemented. So I'll have to figure that out before I actually consume one. And would you believe it? We found another Rafflesia flower on the final day of the season. That was just crazy good luck. It was another bronze quality. So that is once again more money for us. And so then I basically had accomplished everything I wanted to pretty early in the day, so I just went over to the vineyard to hang out while I waited for the festival to start. Taco came over and joined me and had a nap in the snow, which again, I don't know how he's not cold, but it is so cute. And I just love this little festival marker with the little snow person balloon and the gift. It is so cute. And the gift actually opened up when the festival was ready to start to reveal a cute little Christmas tree with lights on it. It is so well done and so cute. So I just went ahead and started the New Year's festival and enjoyed the cutscenes. The opening sequence for this festival is just so charming, magical, and lovely. And the first thing I did was check the pamphlet to see what was available. So ultimately there will be 2 side activities. One is a lucky wheel that you will spin, and the other is a don't drop the balloon mini game. And then the main activity is like a Secret Santa kind of gift exchange. So none of these are implemented yet, but I so look forward to them because they just sound like so much fun and so perfect for this event. And then I just enjoyed wandering around the festival, taking in the sights. The characters don't yet have specific festival dialogue yet, so I just focused on enjoying and appreciating all their little animations and interactions with one another. There are some really, really sweet ones for sure. You can see the lucky wheel here that we'll be able to spin in the future. I'm guessing we'll win some sort of prize or have the chance to win some sort of prize. And then over here you can see this is where you will start the main event for the secret gift with Mayor Connor. And then when you go up to where the hot springs are, you get to see these Sanchez brothers with sparklers, which was just so cute. And you can also see the area where it looks like the Don't Drop the Balloon mini game will be. So yeah, I just enjoyed the atmosphere and the scenery. And if this festival wasn't the perfect way to conclude this series, I don't know what would be. It is so bittersweet for me to wrap up this Let's Play series. I've put so much into it, and I really appreciate every single one of you who has watched even a few of the episodes, if not all of them. I know some of you have, and I appreciate that so much. I really look forward to doing another Let's Play series in the future, but this is exactly how and where I wanted to complete this project. So again, thank you all so much for all the support. thank you for accompanying me on my Coral Island journey throughout the first year of the first version of its early access release. In the meantime, of course, you know I will be continuing to stream Coral Island, and I will be exploring every new feature that the game has to offer with each of its updates. And of course, I will look forward to the next time that I get to do another Let's Play series for Coral Island. So, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and until next time, take care. And a very special thanks to Meredith, Formotus, Tansy, Cisco, Cheese, Divine Raven, and Blossom, my beautiful Sunstone members. I love you all very much, and thank you so much for the extra support, which really helps to make all that I do on the channel possible and means the world to me.